A hero laid to rest, how the community came together to remember Deputy Troy Chisolm.
And Buffalo, Iowa is bouncing back, which challenges business owners face after the flooding.
WHBF is local for you. This is Local 4 News this morning.
Good Tuesday morning to you. I'm Alexandria Ikomoni.
And I'm Redrick Terry. Thanks for joining us for Local 4 News this morning. Mourning and honoring a fallen hero. People from across the country turned out to support the family and friends of Deputy Troy Chisolm.
The Fulton County deputy was killed last week when responding to a domestic call. Officers from Illinois and Iowa were there. And Local 4's Sean Logging has more on the outpouring of support.
No response, Fulton County Unit 16. Deputy Troy Chisolm. End of watch.
A family, a community, a brother and sisterhood saying their final goodbye. But also to say Deputy Troy Chisolm, a police officer, firefighter, and paramedic, will never be forgotten. Numerous law enforcement departments and first responders in attendance to pay their respects to this brother in blue, red, and white. There are also those coming from near and far, looking to provide support to the sworn.
God bless you, sir. Thank you for your service.
Tony Mianu has come to his fair share of these services.
As many as I can. God bless you. Thank you for your service.
Thank you.
Currently a minister in Davenport, he knows what it means to wear the badge and uniform.
I'm a retired deputy sheriff out of Los Angeles County in California.
After 20 years in law enforcement, these are painful events.
I know that Deputy Chisolm has 3 daughters. I also have 3 daughters, and remember the days of them clinging to my legs, saying, "Daddy, don't go to work tonight."
Mianu says here his duty is to provide support, either a shoulder to lean on or spiritual, simply because this job must go on.
When these things happen, the men and women on the streets, they still have to stop those cars. They still have to answer those calls.
Reporting. Now, many Quad Cities area departments also had officers there.
Police are investigating the death of a 16-month-old girl who died after being left in a hot car. She was found unconscious on Sunday in Sioux City. The child was pronounced dead at the hospital. The medical examiner will do an autopsy to figure out how she died. No word on if any charges have been filed.
President Trump is addressing immigration ahead of the 4th of July holiday. That leads this morning's national headlines. He suggests he'll move forward with immigration raids after the 4th of July holiday. The president also signed a $4.6 billion aid package to deal with the humanitarian crisis at the border. That comes as Customs and Border Patrol is investigating sexist posts and comments mocking migrant deaths on a closed Facebook group for employees.
A wake will be held today for a 9/11 first responder who died on Saturday. NYPD Detective Lou Alvarez died of colorectal cancer. Alvarez testified before Congress last month, pressing lawmakers to extend the victim's compensation fund, which is running out of money.
And the U.S. women's soccer team takes on England today at the World Cup semifinals in France. The women's national team has a record tying 10 World Cup wins after a victory against host country France. Now, Team USA is eyeing a 4th World Cup title, while England has never made it past the semifinals.
Go Team USA. Meanwhile, the quick thinking of a local teen is being praised after Sunday night storms rolled through. Madison Fuller is a cashier at Memory Fireworks Tent in the old Hobby Lobby parking lot in Bettendorf. She tells Local 4 News last weekend's storms brought in heavy winds, and that's when their tent started to come apart.
The wind started coming, and all the fireworks were falling, and the posts were coming out from where they were supposed to be. And so I went and started holding the posts.
Fuller called her family and friends, telling them that she needed help right away. They were able to keep losses to a minimum and save the fireworks tent. The owner told us if he hadn't had the help, he may have lost most of his inventory.
It's been a long year so far for business owners in Buffalo, Iowa. Because of flooding, they have had plenty of encouragement and they hope for more support this summer.
Yeah, some owners closed up shop for almost a month. One man says he lost about $60,000 in revenue, and that doesn't include property damage. You can help business owners as they try to move forward. Local 4's Tahira Rahman has more as we begin this week's Community Spotlight on Buffalo.
Tony Mendez bought this restaurant 26 years ago.
June 30th, 1993. The 5th day after I bought it, we had 18 inches of water inside of the restaurant.
Since then, he's built some permanent protection.
I have a concrete wall on the east side of the building. I have concrete barricades.
It's worked for every flood since, until this year when his sandbag wall was breached.
I don't think it was 8 minutes from the time that the wall came in till the water was the same level inside as it was outside.
That happened again when the Mississippi River crested for the second time a month later. Mendez had to close up shop for a total of 28 days.
It will take not months but years to get back the revenue that we lost.
Yes. He puts that number at about $60,000. Judy Van Blaricum had to shut down her restaurant for 18 days, putting employees on standby and canceling entertainment.
I've had to cancel the last 5 out of 7 bands. And so the bands aren't making money either. And it just trickles down.
Getting back on their feet hasn't been easy.
We have to spend money on the food, the employees, the liquor, the beer, and that's our little list. Our big list is still way back there, and it's not even going to be touched for a while because that's how much we've lost.
And they're not seeing a great peak season.
There are 4 campgrounds on the river within 5 miles of us, and we draw very heavily on the weekend for those. And this is prime time. This is when people are out enjoying time with their families, boating on the river, etc., and that is almost non-existent right now.
But there's still hope for the summer.
I will cook, we will feed, we will drink, we will do that. Just let us do our job. Come down, spend your money here in Buffalo.
As they call on customers to surge in as the water retreats.
I get emotional. Life will challenge you, and how you respond shows what you're made.
Tahira Rahman, Local 4 News.
And we will be shining the community spotlight on Buffalo all week. And on Friday, we'll take you there live with a newscast from Buffalo Days. It's great to see them starting to make their way back from all of that flooding that affected a lot of different communities around our area.
Absolutely. It's only been 7 months. We're in the 7th month now, but it has felt like a very long year for a lot of businesses in our area.
Definitely.
Yeah, with the water and now the heat. The heat's really not that bad. Compared to the flooding, it's not nearly as big of a deal. This person seems to think it is. For some reason, though, not too bad just yet today. It's a warm one so far, though. 77 degrees. Tolerable. It'll be a little less tolerable later on today. Here's your heat indexes as we get into the afternoon hours. Middle and upper 90s, some 100-degree values. Definitely not out of the question. Right now, though, we're dry. We just got some sunshine. That'll really help us warm things up. Scattered showers and storms, though, they're possible later on this afternoon as a front moves our direction, and those will last into the evening hours tonight. Highs looking to be in the lower 90s today. Lots of humidity as well. Storm chances, those head into the evening too, and then just clouds later on tonight. Temperatures, though, they'll fall back into the lower 70s through the overnight time frame, so just a little bit of a break there.
Just a touch of a break, yeah. I mean, you know, define break.
What would make you happy? 40s.
Yeah,
40s.
literally 40s.
I mean, I have a coat.
There we go. You can always put more layers on.
We'll get there eventually. I'll let you have it.
They're fine. Coming up, the River Bandits and Lumber Kings squared off in Clinton last night. Who left with that win?
Yeah, it's baseball weather, right? Jay Kidwell has that and more next in sports.
The time now is 6:40. You're watching Local 4 News this morning.
WHBF is local for you with Frederick Terry, Alexandria Ikomoni, and meteorologist Ash Simpson. This is Local 4 News this morning in high definition.